General Kulkarni also into this conversation. General Kulkarni, of course, keeping in mind the volatility at the border, uh, you know, of what's happened in Nepal or what's happening in Nepal as well, a country which has been used as a neutral point for a lot of untoward activity in India. How careful should agencies be in light of these developments also that we have just discussed?
Vineet, thank you. And having heard the panelists, you would have realized it, that we cannot be complacent. This is something which is an ongoing process, knowing fully well how the partition of India took place. And therefore, we have to be alert. And in this case also, we've seen how the Delhi Police Special Cell for the last about 6 months were tracking. So all kinds. You have to use human intelligence, you have to use technology, we have to use artificial intelligence. We have to use even the ISI uses all kinds of technologies. They'll go to a Starlink. It's very difficult then to track how it is to be done. And Pakistan, by nature, has the Pakistan Army, which runs the ISI, has its own business, which has a turnover of over $25 billion yearly. So you can well imagine Pakistan as a nation does not spend more than $10 billion on its own defense. So this is over and about $25 billion what the Pakistan Army makes from various businesses. So the amount of money that goes pumped into ISI to destabilize India has been there. Because what has Pakistan decided? Pakistan knows it for sure that they have decided, and their aim is to bleed India with 1,000 cuts and use terrorism as an instrument of state policy. If that is what is the aim of our neighbor, which is our enemy, then therefore we have to be absolutely on alert. We cannot afford to be complacent. We have to use, and now with technology, they need not be at one place. So just see what you're naming all these people. Someone's operating from Jharkhand, somebody's operating from Bihar, somebody's operating from Telangana. They all are linked, and therefore they know. And the kind of things you have to be constantly in touch with all these modules. You have to do it discreetly without alerting anybody. Because what did Musharraf say? That I will not require a nuclear bomb. I don't require army. I will use the Muslims of India against India. If that be the mentality, and fortunately for us as a nation, the Muslims of India are determined to defeat this kind of nefarious designs of Pakistan. And now Bangladesh has also come up in a huge way. So all these activities will happen, and therefore we cannot afford to be complicit. Now in this particular thing, just not these cats, there's one yet another Chaurasia who's from Nepal, who's been caught with sin, 17 sins. He's made his Aadhaar card in where? In Maharashtra. And where has the sins been caught? From Bihar and all over. So all these kind of things will happen. Just see the number of madrasas and all the seminaries coming up along the Indo-Nepal border. Huge number of them. Look at Pakistan. Pakistan has 6 lakh masjids. 6 lakh masjids. They don't even have 3 lakh schools, but they have 6 lakh masjids, 36,000 seminaries. Just see the kind of money the Pakistan Army makes. Just see the kind of radicalization that is taking place in Pakistan. The same thing is happening in Bangladesh. So you all these kind of things in and around a neighborhood, when you have people like the ex-Prime Minister of Nepal blaming India for things what is happening, or he doesn't realize it, all that is his doing. But if you have leadership of that kind in our neighborhood, we have to be very, very careful. And that's all. I'm glad our leadership is strong. I'm glad that there are people in the Delhi Police Special Cell working day in and day out. You have to use human links, you have to use technology, you have to use drones, you have to use artificial intelligence, you have to use cyber, all kinds to ensure that who's communicating with whom, what are they living, what is people from outside detecting. So everybody, not to defend, it is not just the external borders that require defense, the internally also, it is very important that we all have to be alert. Everybody needs to be told. And a place like Delhi where all these people caught, because Delhi itself has, they are multilingualistic, multi-religious, all kinds of this thing that is very difficult. Most people in Delhi don't even know who their neighbors are. And anybody can come and go. So it's very difficult, and we must complement, but we must not get complacent. It is a continuous process where we have to ensure, and they are looking for weaknesses. Even if you find now there's this chap who's caught from Nepal in India, his weakness was this, they didn't do well in Nepal. He's been caught in India because somebody lured him, this ISI chap lured him wanting to give him a visa for USA. So he starts doing all this, passes on defense information, passing on this information, that information, trying to make IEDs, find out for where sodium bicarbonate can be picked up, where electronic devices can be picked up, where all things can be picked up, how they can be done. They are all, you have your internet available to you to be able to guide you, to tell you how it is to be, made, how an IED can be made. So there's so much happening. We have to be alert. Internally, it's very, very important for India that we must be strong internally. Externally, we will handle. But internally, and my compliments to the Delhi Police Special Cell and everybody who is working, they must continue to work with the same zeal and no complacency whatsoever. Just not now, for 100 years herein after also.